all aboard the Sam Shortline Excursion train. Welcome, my friends, to Where Wendy Travels, Where Wendy Creates. Today, we are on the Sam Shortline train. We're going to be taking the Plains Excursion, and we're boarding the Sam Shortline in Georgia Veterans State Park. Today, we're also going to be discussing a lot about the train history and how Sam Shortline got its name and where it started, how it started. So sit on back, enjoy, and here we go. And again, welcome to Cordell, Georgia, a charming southern town where history, heritage, and railroads all come together. Today, we're embarking on a special journey aboard the famous Sam Shortline on the Plains Express route, where adventure and history await. The Sam Shortline Excursion train is more than just a ride, it's a step back in time. Named after the Savannah, Americas, and Montgomery Railway, or SAM for short. This historic rail line once played a key role in Georgia's economy by connecting rural towns and cities. The journey begins here at the Georgia Veterans Memorial Park, close to Cordell, Georgia, home of the Sam Shortline. This gateway is remarkable to experience. The train you'll board has been lovingly restored to reflect the golden age of rail travel, with beautiful vintage cars that make you feel like you're in another era. The Sam Shortline makes its way through some of Georgia's most picturesque landscapes. From the comfort of your seat, you're going to pass by the Blackshear Lake and some of the most picturesque farm settings that you'll see, the farmlands, quiet towns, and open skies, all while learning about the deep-rooted history of the region. I've always loved train travel, but this ride is really special. You can feel the history in the air when you're on board. Plus, the views of the countryside are very beautiful. You'll see swampland to farmland, cities, and watch every time we honk our horn, we're going to be going through a clearing, maybe even some roads. Your conductor for the day, dressed in a classic uniform, adds to the authenticity of the experience. They'll be sharing stories of the railroad's history, the impact of agriculture in Georgia, and the significance of the train line. One of the highlights of the Sam Shortline is the famous Plains Express route, which we're on today. This takes passengers from Cordell to Plains, Georgia, and Plains, of course, is the hometown of former President Jimmy Carter, who just turned 100 in 2024. Along the way, you'll pass through historic stops like Leslie and the beautiful city of Americus. Plains, Georgia is synonymous with one of the most beloved figures in American history. And here we see the Blackshear Lake. And what I really love about Blackshear is the beautiful cypress trees. And if you catch it right, like this month or next month, you're going to see these beautiful cypress trees changing color. Absolutely brilliant with their reddish tones and beautiful wreaths by the shore as well. So whether you're visiting the Carter home in Plains, Georgia, which the home is still not available to tour, but you can get up on a platform and pretty much see the entire Carter home, or you're grabbing a bite to eat or learning about the rich agricultural history of the area, there's something for everyone to enjoy. And I do highly recommend both the Old Peanut store, some beautiful businesses and shops here in Plains, which you'll get to experience, and make sure you get some peanut butter ice cream. My friends, if you've ever had peanut butter yogurt, this outdoes it. Peanut butter ice cream. Absolutely incredible. And of course, they've got every different flavor of peanut you can imagine in the store next door. So, my friends, the Sam Shortline is more than just a journey. You'll enjoy these beautiful landscapes, cornfields, cotton fields, pecan trees, sorghum, all kind of different things growing here. It's beautiful landscapes. It's also, here on the Sam Shortline, is a journey through time. Originally, this line was part of a network that helped farmers and merchants transport goods across the state, contributing to the growth of the first small towns, such as Cordell, Americus, and the Plains. I want to go ahead and share some of the history of the railway as you're enjoying the beautiful views out the window. The Sam Shortline Railroad, named after Savannah, Americus, and Montgomery railways, thus the Sam, has a rich history that dates back to the late 19th century, when railroads were vital to Georgia's economy and development. The Sam Railway was chartered in 1888 and begun as an important transportation link between rural agricultural towns and larger urban markets. It connected these key small towns in South Georgia, facilitating the movement of crops, especially cotton, which you'll see a lot of cotton fields, both brown with the white fluffy cotton balls, as well as green where the cotton balls haven't opened up yet. The cotton and different agricultural was really the backbone of this region's economy. The original Sam Railway was part of a broader network of railroads that helped small towns like Cordell, Americus, and the Plains thrive economically. The railway played a crucial role in connecting farmers to larger markets, allowing them to ship agricultural goods such as cotton, peanuts, and timber to Savannah and beyond. This is not only boosted the local economy, but it also contributed to the growth of industries and commerce in South Georgia. By the early 1900s, the Sam Railway had become a key transportation artery in the region, fostering the development of towns along the line. Cordell, in particular, became a major hub where several railroads converged, earning the name Railroad Gateway to the South. So when you hear the Gateway to the South, my friends, that is Cordell. Over the decades, the Sam Railway went through several mergers and acquisitions. It became part of the Seaboard Air Line Railroad in the earliest 20th century, which continued to operate the line for both passenger and freight services. However, by the mid-20th century, the advent of automobiles and highways led to a decline in passenger rail service across the country, including here in Georgia. By the 1960s and 70s, many rural rail lines, including the Sam, saw a steep decline in usage, and portions of the line were eventually abandoned and converted to freight-only operations. In the late 20th century, as railroads faded from regular passenger use, there was growing interest in preserving and celebrating the history of rail travel. So the Sam Shortline, with its deep roots in Georgia's history, became one or the major focus of these efforts. In 2002, the Georgia Department of Natural Resources and local train enthusiasts partnered to restore a portion of the historic railway for tourism. And we do slow down every time we get near a city. So that's why we slow down and speed up here on the video. But again, in 2002, Georgia Department of Natural Resources and others partnered to restore the historic railway for tourism. And they officially launched the name, the Sam Shortline Excursion Train. And today, the Sam Shortline operates along a 35-mile stretch of the original Sam route, running from Cordell to Plains, which stops at key historic towns like Leslie, Americus, and the Plains. Each stop does have a different, unique glimpse into Georgia's history, including visits to the Georgia's Veterans State Park, where we pick up and leave the train today, and of course, President Jimmy Carter's hometown in Plains, which we're going to take a walk through and enjoy some of the ice cream, get ourselves some different flavored peanuts, and enjoy what Plains has to offer. The excursion train is composed of vintage passenger cars from the 40s and 50s that have been restored to reflect the golden age of rail travel. Riders enjoy scenic views of Georgia's countryside while also learning about the region's agricultural and political history through interpretive displays and guided tours at various stops. Now, any of the townspeople and the volunteers here on the Sam Shortline are happy to share the knowledge, and they are sponges if you have any stories to share with them. And of course, Plains, Georgia is 120 miles south of Atlanta, about 150 if you're driving, which of course Atlanta is the home to the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library, but Plains, of course, as we drive into Plains right now, we're going to be stopping momentarily. It is a beautiful little city, which if you want to stay right here, you've got the gas station museum, you've got the high school museum. Right down the street is his current home, which he currently resides in, which of course you can't go into, but you can see. But these shops, I do highly recommend. Walk in and out of every single one of them. These people are absolutely adorable and very, very happy to share the history and what Plains has to offer. So, of course, today the Sam Shortline is a beloved tourist attraction that provides a nostalgic journey through Georgia's rich history. It not only offers a unique travel experience, but also serves as a living museum that tells the story of how railroads transformed the region. The excursion line operates year-round. They do have different tours originating from Cordell, as well as the different cities, as well as the Georgia Veterans Memorial Park. And of course, both the local residents and visitors all around the country do like taking the Sam Shortline and enjoying some of what it has to offer. So my friends, if you are in the area, I do highly recommend take one of these tours, enjoy the train, enjoy the volunteers, enjoy the scenery, and please, please, please enjoy the part of history and think about history as you're enjoying everything else. So through its preservation efforts, the Sam Shortline has helped to keep the legacy of Georgia's railroads alive, ensuring that future generations can experience the magic and significance of train travel in shaping the state's history. Now that we are in Plains, Georgia, I want to share some of the interesting facts that we may not have known or we may have forgotten about Jimmy Carter during his presidency. In 1978, there was the Camp David Accords. One of Carter's most significant achievements was brokering peace between Egypt and Israel through the Camp David Accords. This agreement actually laid the foundation for a peace treaty between the two nations, which still influences Middle Eastern diplomacy today. Second fact was during his presidency, 1979 to 81 was the Iran hostage crisis, where 52 American diplomats and citizens were held hostage at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran for 444 days. The crisis severely affected his public image and was a major factor in his defeat in the 1980 election. Fact number 3 was the oil crisis and energy policy. In response to the 1979 oil crisis, Carter advocated for emergency conservation, including the development of renewable energy. So, yes, my friends, renewable energy actually comes from Jimmy Carter. He famously installed solar panels on the White House and encouraged Americans to adopt a more energy efficient lifestyle. Hint, hint, Jimmy Carter did that. Number 4, Panama Canal treaties. In 1977, Carter negotiated the Panama Canal treaties, which set the terms for the eventual transfer of control of Panama Canal from the U.S. to Panama by 2000. Fifth little fact here was during his presidency, under the Carter administration, the U.S. Department of Education was established as a separate cabinet-level department, showing his commitment to improving education throughout the United States. And believe it or not, after his presidency was over, he, after leaving office, he founded the Carter Center in 1982, which is an organization focusing on advancing human rights, promoting democracy, fighting diseases, and improving healthcare around the world. He also, in 2002, in recognition of his efforts in humanitarian work and peacekeeping post-president, Jimmy Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. He was recognized for decades of work on international conflict resolution, human rights, and social justice. And this, my friends, is the inside of the train. I really, really love this ride. I highly recommend it for everyone. But I want to tell you a couple of more facts about Jimmy Carter after his presidency that you'll hear about, learn about, and enjoy walking through the beautiful town of Plains. And this is the gift shop on board the train. Did I tell you about his Habitat for Humanity initiative? He was an active volunteer and advocate for the Habitat for Humanity, which of course is a nonprofit organization that helps build housing for those people who are in need. Even well into his 90s of age, Carter continued to personally help construct homes as part of the Habitat for Humanity. He also wrote 30 books after he left the White House, which include his memoirs, political analysis, and books on faith and aging. And he also was always in public life. Jimmy Carter is the longest living former U.S. president who surpassed the age of George Bush in 2019. As of 2024, of course, he made it to his 100th birthday. Happy birthday, late Jimmy Carter, making him a unique figure in American history. And he has continued influence over American history and involvement in global humanitarian issues. So we definitely appreciate him, and Plains has a lot to offer. So does his presidential library in Atlanta. So my friends, if you have a bucket list, go ahead and write these down on your bucket list, because checking out presidential libraries and homesteads and farms and how this country really became this country is very, very cool and very fun, and so much better than just reading it in a book. Getting to experience it in life, it sticks with us more. And look at these crops. And I probably forgot, some of this must be peanuts, because they do grow peanuts here, obviously, as we even had some free samples in Plains. And some old residue of the trucking history for trucking the farm, agricultural goods, and different warehouses that enable that, with train stops as well. And I hope you are enjoying this video. I'm going to go ahead and sit back now, let you enjoy some of what the window views have to offer. and just take in the magnificence of history, the history of our agriculture, history of our lakes. And again, we do slow down before we get to any road, and we honk our horn. And when you take the trip, just to let you know, if you're not back on board when the train is scheduled to leave, they have to leave. It's mandatory that they leave, but they are going to blow that horn 5 times, and that tells you you've got 5 minutes to run back to the train. But again, we do have 2 hours that we enjoyed in beautiful Plains, Georgia. And those 2 hours allowed us to walk through the stores, have a quick lunch, and enjoy the museum. And again, I highly recommend the high school museum, and the gas station is pretty cool too, my friends. But the stores, I swear, they are museums in and of themselves. And look at some of this old architecture of these beautiful homes that we pass along the way. And I will tell you, Georgia is unlike any other place that I've been. Georgia is open and friendly, and everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone is your friend. So be sure to ask questions, get involved, talk to everybody around you. You will have a great time on this train ride. Love that old historic train car. And this long defunct, very cool. The train cars are air conditioned, so they are very enjoyable, very comfortable. The food train is open and available to purchase different drinks. We are now looking at the university grounds, or I should say one side of the university grounds for the Southwestern State University of Georgia. So again, my friends, whether you're a history buff, train enthusiast, or just looking for a unique adventure, the Sam Shortline offers an unforgettable experience. Step aboard, sit back, and enjoy the ride. And again, it is a ride through history. You are sitting on an old train, refurbished, and you, by riding this train, is helping to keep history alive and to fund this beautiful thing that we would all love our children and grandchildren to be able to experience. And I would love it if you hit that comments button down below. Let me know, have you ever been on a train? Where were you on a train? Are you planning on going on a train? And are you adding this to your bucket list? Hit that subscribe button as well. I would love to have you along for more travel adventures that we are having. We've got a lot planned for the next couple of months, so hit that subscribe button. And of course, your love, your thumbs up goes a long way. So hit that thumbs up button. I would love to have you along on a lot more journeys with me. Reminders of farms of the past, where we processed everything right where it was at before we put it on the trains and shipped it. Incredible historic places. You gotta come down here and enjoy some of this history. Phew. huge tires. Crossing another road. Such history, such farm life. Hit that comments. Let me know if you are on a farm. Look at this historic brick building fallen apart, gone to the ages, and a nursery, and more pecan trees. Young ones. Did you know that pecan trees are actually native to southern United States and northern Mexico? They like warm climates, especially abundant in states like Georgia, Texas, and Alabama. They actually live up to 200 years. They don't start producing nuts until they're 6 to 10 years old, but they peak in production at about 20 years old. And we're back at Blackshear Lake, so we're going to be ending our trip soon. But those pecan trees can get up to 140 feet tall. And those that we were looking at only about 30 foot tall, so you can see why I called them young. And if you don't have peanuts, you don't have pecans, make sure you pick some up, because pecans are a great source of vitamin E, magnesium, zinc, and they are, of course, a delicious, heart-healthy food. Beautiful Blackshear Lake. And my friends, please, please, please get down here. Don't miss this absolutely must-see destination. Put it on your bucket list. These cypress trees are absolutely gorgeous. This train ride is well worth the trip. Get out, see America, know what's around you, know what happens, and learning history here is so much easier than learning it from a book. And we are back at Georgia's Veteran Memorial State Park at the lovely little depot right here in the park on the grounds. So get out, enjoy part of your world, and hit that subscribe. I've got so many more adventures. I would love to have you along with me. And here's my Sam Shortline ticket. So join us soon right here back at Where Wendy Travels.